Yes, that's
No,
the
you
only
wouldn't
one
do
of
Yom
all the
Tov.
Yamim Tovim.
Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Bruchim Habayim. Welcome each and every one of you on this Shabbat. After we left Purim behind, and Pesach is right around the corner. So welcome all of us, all of you, and let us embrace this day of Shabbat together. Let us join here with Micah on page number 6, the very first 2 paragraphs on that page in English.
We enter the sanctuary to
Welcome Shabbat. Within these walls we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured. A beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we in our turn come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. We enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer.
Page number 10, Hine Ma Tov.
Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
And as we turn to page number 2, the first 2 mini paragraphs, the first 2, as these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. I'd like to invite to the Bima, Amy, please lead us and honor the congregation by lighting the Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And as we join on page 24, let us all sing together, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hagadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem LeShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Marchoni LeShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem LeShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 26, Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba, bi'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, mechayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayedechon beit Yisrael, Ma'agala ba'agala, uv'izmahan kariv v'imeru, amen. Yeshemei Rabba mevarach, ve'alamal me'almaya yitbarach, yitbarach ve'yishtabach, v'yitbarach v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal, shemei d'kudashah b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma, ve'imeru, amen.
As we turn to page 28, Micah will lead us in Baruch. Please rise. Baruch Adonai Haborach le'olam va'ed. Be seated. Nathaniel and Steve will lead us. We sing with them, page 30.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv haravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim.
Join with Micah, second half on page 33.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction,
Story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We invite you to rise, pages 34, 35. Micah, please lead us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kuvod Malchuto Le'olam Aved. Ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha havaderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. אל תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, amen.
We join with Micah, all of us reading with him at the very top on page 39.
standing
On the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
We continue to join friends, all of us singing in Hebrew, Mi Chamocha, page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Malach מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We join with Mike on page 43.
Let there be
Love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
As we all enjoy and express joy on the spirit of Shabbat, Ismechu, second half on page 44.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת מקדשי שבי שבת כולם יסבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ובשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
As we invite you to rise for the Amidah, pages 46, 48, and 50, Micah will start leading us. Page 46.
Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Yom El Chasadim Tovim, Mekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot L'imahot, U'mei Geulah Lifnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shmo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Manim. Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Pi'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'lam Adonai, Mitchayei HaKol Atah, Rad L'Hoshia. Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim, Somech Noflim B'Rofei Chorim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato L'Shenei Ava. Michamocha bal Gevurot, Umidom Elav, Melech Lemit, Umechayeh, Umatzniach Yeshua, V'ne'emanat Halachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Michayeh HaKol.
As we are seated on page 60, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam, Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom, Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom, B'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה משלומך. Baruch atah Adonai, Oseh HaShalom.
Invite everybody to close their eyes and open their hearts as we reach out to Adonai with the prayers from our souls.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, Adonai Tzuri v'goali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns for when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, oh my rock, and my redeemer.
This Shabbat, we would like to extend words of healing, prayers for well-being, and advance of procedures for those who are enduring difficult times and pain. Dan Friedman, Vitaly Zlotnik, Tamara Buey, Emily Caulfield, David Lindholm, Janet Landholm, Margalit Shoshana Bat Gittel, Jamie Watch, and Alan Schreiber. Perhaps somebody on this side of the sanctuary would like to include the name of somebody. Perhaps on this side. Brothers and sisters in the state of Israel who have been wounded, beloved ones and their beloved ones in Ukraine who have been wounded as well, countless others, innocent civilians in all conflicts around the world, people caught in the crossfire not engaged in acts of violence or aggression themselves, countless others who have been wounded in random acts of violence, in random acts of nature. We include them all in our prayers. We turn to page 253, Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avodeinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imodenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So friends, we are at the end of the road in the book of Exodus, Sefer Shemot, and we read the last two parashiot together, the last two Torah portions, Vayekel and Pekudei, gathering and also counting. And the Torah describes, continues to describe the building of the Mishkan, the portable sanctuary of the children of Israel, the sacred space that the Israelites carried with them through the desert. And at the center of this project is a fellow by the name of Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur leMatei Yehuda, Betzalel from the tribe of Judah, the master artisan chosen to lead the work. By the way, was such a great artisan that the art academy, the number one art academy in the state of Israel, is the Betzalel Academy in Jerusalem. So God tells Moses that Betzalel is filled with Ruach Elohim, the Spirit of God, with wisdom, understanding, and skill. But even Betzalel's name, the unique name, contains a beautiful idea. Betzalel, Betzel Ha'el, means his name, literally what it means is in the shadow of God. Wonderful Hebrew name, to be in the shadow of the Almighty. The shadow reminds us that light is present. Betzalel, is not the source of the divine light, but through his work, he reflects the divine light. And according to our commentators in medieval times, the number one of them all, Rashi in France, a great vineyard owner and winemaker, by the way. If you don't like him for his comments, like him for his wine. Betzalel had a special insight. He understood not only how to build the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the portable temple, but he knew also the deeper purpose behind it. He could take a divine vision and translate it into something human hands could create. But the Torah also emphasizes that Betzalel did not build alone. Again and again, the text in the Torah speaks about the people who worked with him, calling them Chachmei Lev. Chacham in Hebrew is somebody very wise. Lev is heart. Wise-hearted people. Those were the people that worked with him, that had Chochmat Lev, wisdom of the heart. And the phrase is striking because normally we think wisdom lives in the mind. But the Torah tells us that the builders of the Mishkan, of the tabernacle, were people whose wisdom lived in their hearts. They had a wise heart, not just a warm or a kind heart, but a heart filled with wisdom. The Mishkan, the portable temple, required more than technical skill. It requires something deeper, wisdom guided by humility, creativity guided by purpose, and talent guided by compassion. Betzalel did not simply know how to build, he understood the purpose of why he had to build. And that is the difference between intelligence and Chochmat Lev, wisdom of the heart. There is a beautiful teaching, we mentioned it here on the Bima so many times, from Rabbi Nachman of Breslau, that great teacher that filled with wisdom and joy his followers, whose remains and whose place of final rest became the place of pilgrimage for countless of his Hasidim in Uman, in Ukraine, even in the middle of the war. And you know him for many ways and for many words and for a beautiful theme that we always like to sing, כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד והעיקר לא לפחד כלל, that we sing always, meaning something that he taught. The entire world is a narrow bridge. The main thing is, the principal thing is not to be scared. So that's the most famous one. Another most famous quote of his was when a student once asked him, where can I find God? And Rabbi Nachman answered, God is wherever you let him in. So God's presence fills the world, he explained, but we still have to create spaces where that presence can dwell. That was the purpose of the Mishkan, of the small temple that the Israelites built at the Sinai desert. And in many ways, it is also the purpose of every synagogue. When we think about that idea, it becomes especially meaningful among many communities, this community as well, because the two congregations that exist in Lincoln were built by builders who had wisdom of the heart. Many of them came somewhere around the 19th century. They built what they built in different places. One of them, by the way, still has a shadow of its original presence near, I'm not making a commercial here, but near the mill on Telegraph Road. If you can pass by, you see the building as you pass the mill 2-3 blocks before reaching Antelope Park Road. There is this apartment building that actually is the original conservative, at that time I think was Orthodox synagogue of Lincoln. And the Star of David is still in its front side. And that eventually led to Tifereth Israel. And here at Congregation B'nai Yeshurun, also known as South Street Temple, we just celebrated 2 years ago the 100th anniversary of this building, but not the 100th anniversary of this congregation, because this congregation existed way before that. So both congregations were built by people who came from somewhere escaping probably pain and persecution, like many of our grandparents that escaped from Eastern Europe, and countless others as well from other ethnic backgrounds and religions that came to America in order to build. They faced destruction wherever they lived. And they came to America, and it was a place of promise. And they built these congregations here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they built all over the United States. But that's the beauty of being builders made by people who had wisdom of the heart. They lost homes, communities, and much of the world they once knew, our grandparents and great-grandparents perhaps. Yet when they arrived here, they did something remarkable. The building of these beautiful buildings that are not just places of brick and mortar, but they're not houses of worship. I would call them homes of worship. A house is something you put materials. A home is something that carries the heart. And they built synagogues, they built community, they built the future. And later their children and grandchildren rebuilt and renewed these congregations all over again with their own presence. They carried forward the same determination, the same responsibility, the same spirit, and the same commitment that the original ones, inspired by Betzalel and the other Chachmei Lev, the other wise people with wise hearts put together. In many ways, they embodied exactly what the Torah describes in this week's portion. Betzalel, in the shadow of God, what a name, may have been the master builder, but the Mishkan, the tabernacle, existed because an entire community became builders. Each person contributed something, like here, like everywhere else. Material, skill, effort, generosity, time, What united them was Chochmat Halev, the wisdom of the heart. The same spirit, I believe, lives in our community and in many communities, in every community where Jewish people are and continue to give the best of themselves, whatever that may be. A synagogue is never truly finished. Like the Mishkan in the wilderness, it is built again and again by the people who care for it, who inhabit it, who pray in it, who share in it, who love others in it, and who learn Torah and practice mitzvot in them. Every volunteer, every teacher, every act of generosity, every prayer, and every Shabbat and Yom Tov, Jewish holy day, celebrated here and in other synagogues, adds another layer to what previous generations began. In Sefer Bereshit, in the book of Genesis, we learn that every human being is created B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. Well, Betzalel, his name, adds another dimension. We are also meant to live Betzel Ha'el, in the shadow of God, in God's shadow, allowing divine light to reach the world through what we build together. Those who came to America, I believe, lived in that shadow when they built all the houses of worship, all the homes of worship, allow me to put it that way, and all the places where all of us, in our sacred love for Torah, continue to inhabit. And we and you, their descendants who rebuilt it, lived in that shadow. And all of us who sustain communities like this continue that sacred work. So God provided the vision, the human beings became the builders. And when we bring our talents, our commitment, and our Chochmat Lev, our wisdom of the heart, we help create spaces where the divine presence can dwell among us. And that this is the enduring message of this community, to be builders no matter what, whenever it will be, generation after generation, and the generations that will follow us when we shall walk the earth no more, continuing the sacred work of building a home for God's presence in the world and in our community. Shabbat Shalom. Please rise, page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula l'yotzei b'reshit, shelo asanu k'guyei ha'asot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'nor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'achnu korim v'mishtachavim u'modim, B'nei melech malchei hamachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
Please be seated. On this Shabbat, we remember the lives, continue to cherish the souls of those whose Yortzeit, Yom Zikaron, anniversary of their death, according to the Jewish calendar, takes place around this week. Lina Baker, Robert Bates, Wayne Cadwallader, Evelyn Golder Clayman, Sarah Cole, Louis Fink, Isaac Friend, Rabbi Wolfgang Hamburger, Joseph Heller, Etta Jacobs, Aaron Jacobs, Maurice Levy, Margaret Lyons, Louis Meyer, Charles Simon, Howard Wilcox, Lois Aronson, Joseph Bricker, Molly Goldstein, Sarah Greenstone, Nathan Grossman, Howard Halpern, Kenneth Hudkins, Solomon Kaplan, Harry Kucklin, Arlen Kucklin, David Sandlovich, Rudy Sello, Vera Tepperman, Gretel Wald, Ansel Zlotnik, and those who recently passed away, Rolf Stump, Robert Friedman, George Aronson, and Bunny Crouch. Perhaps on this side of our sanctuary, somebody's observing Yortzeit. Perhaps on this side of the sanctuary, somebody's observing Yortzeit. We also mourn the loss of brothers and sisters in the state of Israel, defending the Holy Land, the Jewish homeland. Beloved ones and their beloved ones in Ukraine who lost their lives, brutally attacked. Countless civilians in all conflicts around the world who were caught in the crossfire. They themselves were not involved in acts of aggression. They lost their lives. Those who lost their lives to random acts of violence, like the innocent person who lost his life in the criminal attack on Old Dominion University and other places too. Countless others who lost their life to random acts of nature. Remember them all and invite anyone and everybody to recite Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. Yitgadal,
V'yitkedash Shemei Rabbah, V'yalmad Yivrach Chirutei, V'yamlik Malchutei, V'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chayei L'chol Beit Yisrael, V'gala V'zman Kavri V'ibru Amen. Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, V'elam V'alamei Almaya, V'barach V'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar V'yitramam V'yinaseh, V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitala, Shemei D'Kudashah B'richu, Ve'ela min kol yechata v'shirata, v'shbechata v'nechemata, Damiran B'yama V'imru Amen.
Yehesh Yom Rav Min
Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Uya Say Shalom, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oh, say shalom imromav. Oh, ya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Amy, part of the South Street Board. I am here to give the announcements tonight on what is coming up. Let's see. There is a meal train that has been set up for the Friedman family. It's in the email. You can click on it if you wanted to provide a meal for them as they go through this time. Frank and I will be having a wedding next weekend. March 27th, or 22nd. Woo! Everyone is invited. We hope that you guys will come and join us in this joyous time at TI at noon. It's in the email again. UNL is having a Shabbat dinner on March 27th at 6 p.m. It says to RSVP to Abby, and it looks like that is it. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, it's right here. Yes, it is in the front. Justice in Action meeting is Sunday, March 15th at 3 p.m. here at South Street Temple. So come and join and be part of that too. Anything else? Join us for an oneg for eating. And what? Oh, oneg host, that's right, that was in this too. If you would like to host an oneg and to join in creating that, reach out to, is it Catherine? Kat for the, it, and yeah, meet everyone and join us in that time. Tomorrow, that's right. Okay. I should have had a list for myself to be able to do this. Tomorrow, there is services at TI at 9:30 a.m. Please come and join us. And Michael will be up on the Bima again, too. And you can watch online, too, if you want to stream that there. And then afterwards, there is the Torah study at 12 o'clock. And Kiddush before that, too. Everyone knows all these announcements.
So when do we keep announcing?
That will, I think we're going to announce that later. It wasn't in the weekly email, so. But yeah. Anything else? Yes.
So friends, Amy and Frank will get called to the Torah next Shabbat, as they, we call it, there is a German word for that, Aufruf, which Yiddish, I guess, which means going up. So what is going up? Getting an aliyah. So when people get married, they get an aliyah to the Torah in our egalitarian congregations. In Hebrew, it's called Shabbat Chatan Vekala. The Shabbat for the Chatan, for the bridegroom, and for the Kala, for the bride. So we will welcome them on the Bima, we will bless them, people will throw candy at them, and that will be a week from tomorrow during Shabbat services at Tiferet Israel, and the day after at 12 noon, it shall be their chuppah. So not everybody has been able to get married under the chuppah. Frank and Amy waited close to 40 years, each of them, to get to the chuppah. But less than that. I mean, you're youngsters. I mean, you know, you are very mature. So, yeah, 18 years they waited. Okay.
Close to 40.
So, yeah. So that will be a beautiful celebration, and everybody in the community is invited to come at 12 noon at the sanctuary of Tiferet Israel, a week from Sunday. We shall say no more, and we will engage in community prayer. En Keloheinu, page 322.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kamalkeinu, ein Kamoshienu, mi Keloheinu, mi Kadonenu, mi Kamalkeinu, mi Kamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
We will enjoy a Shabbat filled with peace and blessing. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.